It was a night that started like any other, with nothing to suggest that tragedy was about to strike. Laresha Deanna Walker, a quiet, responsible young woman living in Nashville, Tennessee, had dropped off her 2-year-old son, Raven, at her sister's house. It was November 19, 1999, and Laresha was planning to drive to Murfreesboro the next morning to get a car repair estimate. The last time anyone heard from her, she spoke briefly with her father just before 10 p.m., reassuring him that everything was fine. But by the next day, Laresha had vanished without a trace. No one could have anticipated the horror that would unfold in the following days. When Laresha didn't return to pick up Raven or contact anyone, her sister, Lakeisha Chambers, went to check on her. What she found inside Laresha's home was haunting. The lights were on, loud music blaring from the speakers, and the door was locked, but Laresha was nowhere to be found. Her car, a maroon 1995 Oldsmobile Achiever, was gone, and the house looked completely untouched. The scene was strange. Everything was in its place, yet everything was wrong. Laresha's clothes, the same ones she had worn that evening, were found inside her home, neatly placed, but she was missing. The most chilling detail was that Laresha had a heart condition and her medication was left behind. A young woman, alone in her home with her heart medication and her son's belongings, had simply disappeared. What happened to her? Where was she? And why were all the things she might need left behind? It seemed as though Laresha had been taken without a trace, and her family was left with nothing but confusion and fear. The police were called, and as the days passed, their investigation revealed even more unsettling details. Neighbors reported hearing an argument outside Laresha's home the night she disappeared, but who could she have been arguing with? She had no known enemies, and her family insisted she was a private but responsible person who would never put herself in harm's way. Yet her car and her medication were gone, and no one had seen her. The police suspected foul play, but there were no suspects and no evidence to follow. Days turned into weeks, and the case quickly faded from the public's eye. Laresha's family fought tirelessly to keep her name in the headlines, but as the months passed, the trail grew cold. No one knew where Laresha had gone, or why she was taken, but the mystery was left unsolved. The absence of the vehicle, her only connection to the world, and the haunting detail of her clothes being left behind remained the only clues. Her family believed that something sinister had happened, but no one could say for sure. Now, as we look deeper into Laresha's story and what could have happened to her, take a moment to reflect on this. What would have happened if someone had noticed the signs earlier? What if Laresha's case had received more attention? Leave your thoughts in the comments below as we continue to unravel this mysterious case. 17 years later, the story would take an even more tragic and strange turn. On October 5, 2016, Wanda Faye Walker, Laresha's mother, disappeared under eerily similar circumstances. Wanda, a woman in her late 50s, had worked at Dollar Tree on Franklin Pike for years, and she was scheduled to work a shift that fateful day. But Wanda never showed up for work. Her family became frantic, unable to reach her. The next day, they called the authorities. Police later learned that Wanda had been seen near her home on 11th Avenue South, just a short distance from her workplace, but after that, she simply vanished. Her boyfriend, Harold Henderson, was the last person to see her, but the details of their encounter were unclear. Some reports indicated he had helped her when her car overheated earlier that day. They had parted ways, and no one had seen her since. 8 days after her disappearance, Wanda's Nissan Maxima was found on Wade Avenue, parked and locked, only a short distance from her home. It had been sitting there for about a week. Inside the car, Wanda's purse remained, and there was blood on the back seat. The blood was later confirmed to be Wanda's, and the amount suggested that she had been seriously injured, likely to the point of death. But that wasn't the only strange detail about the car. Police also found something unusual: a privet plant. A flowering shrub, not a common find in a car, was discovered inside the vehicle. The meaning of the plant remains a mystery to this day. Was it a clue, a random detail, or something meant to mislead the investigation? What do you think about the strange discovery of the privet plant in Wanda's car? Is it just a bizarre coincidence, or does it mean something more? Let me know what you think in the comments as we continue to explore this case. As Wanda's family pieced together the events leading up to her disappearance, questions began to arise about her relationship with Harold Henderson. Was he involved in her disappearance? Was there something more to their relationship than what met the eye? Or was it someone else entirely? Harold had been the last person to see Wanda alive, and his role in the events that followed remained a point of suspicion for investigators. Wanda's case would soon join Laresha's in the pile of unanswered questions. With the discovery of blood inside her car and the unusual clue of the privet plant, investigators were left grappling with a chilling, unsolved mystery. What had happened to Wanda Faye Walker? How did her fate so eerily echo her daughter's disappearance 17 years earlier? Were these two disappearances connected? Or were they simply two separate tragedies in the same family? The thought that Laresha and Wanda could have been victims of the same person or a series of unrelated crimes was enough to send chills down anyone's spine. But there was no way to be sure. The investigation into Wanda's disappearance, much like her daughter's, turned up few answers. As months and years passed, the questions remained. Two women, a mother and daughter, disappeared under eerily similar circumstances, one in 1999 and the other in 2016. Both left behind strange clues and haunting details that have never been explained. Was there a connection between these two cases? Or did this family suffer an incomprehensible streak of tragedy? The haunting question remains. What happened to Laresha and Wanda Faye Walker? As we reach the end of this investigation, the question still looms. Will we ever know the truth behind Laresha and Wanda's disappearances? Keep their story alive by sharing this video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving your theories in the comments. Every comment, share, and like could help bring attention to these unsolved cases. And maybe, just maybe, someone will come forward with the information needed to solve these heartbreaking mysteries. As the story concludes, we are left with a chilling sense of uncertainty. For the family members of Laresha and Wanda, the pain of not knowing what happened to their loved ones continues. These cases are more than just unsolved mysteries. They are reminders of the families left behind, still yearning for answers. Two disappearances, 17 years apart. One family, shattered by the loss of two strong women, each disappearing under circumstances that are both terrifying and unexplained. The mystery remains, and so does the hope that one day Laresha and Wanda's families will finally get the answers they deserve. Let's keep the conversation going and keep sharing these stories. The more people who know about Laresha and Wanda, the greater the chance someone will finally bring their cases the attention they need to be solved.